Yo, what's good everyone? Okay, so I just walked out of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, and I'm not even joking, my hands are still shaking. This movie just broke me in the best possible way. If you thought Mugen Train hit hard, if you thought the entertainment district was intense, you have no idea what's coming for you. I've been following this series since day one. I've read the manga, I know what happens, and this still caught me completely off guard. The animation, absolutely unreal. The fights, next level insane. The emotions, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up little. So stick around because I'm about to break down everything, the incredible highs, the few small issues, and why this movie is about to change everything for Demon Slayer fans. And don't worry, I'm keeping this completely spoiler-free so everyone can watch. Let's get into it. All right, so for those who might be jumping in, Infinity Castle picks up right where the Hashira training arc left off. Without spoiling anything, our Demon Slayers find themselves in Muzan's dimension, this twisted, gravity-defying fortress where the final battle begins. That's literally all I'm gonna say about plot. What I will say is that this movie had me on the edge of my seat from minute one. And guys, I've been following this series since day one, read the manga, watched every episode multiple times, and this still managed to surprise me with how they adapted certain moments. The movie assumes you know these characters and their relationships, so definitely don't start here if you're new to Demon Slayer. But if you're caught up, buckle up. Let me start with what absolutely blew me away. The animation, and I cannot stress this enough, is phenomenal. Ufotable has been consistently raising the bar, but Infinity Castle feels like they just threw the bar into another dimension. The way they've animated the Infinity Castle itself is mesmerizing. We're talking about this impossible architecture that shifts and moves, and somehow they made it feel both beautiful and terrifying. The attention to detail in every frame is insane. But let's talk about the fights. Without spoiling who fights who, there are 3 major battles that span the entire runtime, and each one feels completely different in terms of pacing and choreography. One fight is this fast-paced, lightning-quick exchange that had me literally holding my breath. Another is more methodical and strategic, building this incredible tension. What really got me though was the emotional weight behind these fights. This isn't just flashy action for the sake of action. Every clash means something. You can feel the history, the personal stakes, the desperation. There were moments where I genuinely got teary-eyed, and I'm not usually that emotional during action sequences. The voice acting deserves a special mention too. Both the Japanese and English casts bring their A-game here. You can hear the exhaustion, the determination, the pain in every line delivery. It really sells the gravity of what these characters are going through. And can we talk about the sound design? The way breathing techniques sound, the impact of attacks, even the eerie silence of the castle itself. It all works together to create this immersive experience that pulls you right into the action. Now, despite how intense this movie is, there are still those classic Demon Slayer moments that made me smile. The character interactions, these people have been through hell together, and you can feel that bond. The new breathing technique animations are absolutely gorgeous. If you thought previous seasons looked good, wait until you see what they've done here. Each technique feels unique and visually distinct. They've found ways to make sword fighting feel fresh and creative even after all these episodes and movies. I also loved seeing how far our characters have come. Without spoiling their development, you can really feel the growth from that scared kid we met in episode 1 to the determined young man fighting here. It's satisfying character progression that feels earned. Let's geek out about the technical aspects for a minute. The cinematography in this movie is next level. They use these dynamic camera angles that make you feel like you're right there in the fight. There are these sweeping shots through the castle that give you this sense of scale and disorientation. The color palette is incredible too. They use these deep purples and blacks for the castle, contrasted with the bright, warm colors of the breathing techniques. It creates this visual language that immediately tells you what's happening emotionally in any given scene. The 3D integration is seamless. I know some anime fans can be picky about CGI, but here it enhances rather than distracts. The way the castle moves and shifts feels organic and natural. One thing that really impressed me was how they handled character development within the constraints of a movie format. This isn't just about showing off cool fights, though there are plenty of those. It's about these characters confronting their limits, their fears, and their purposes. Tanjiro's growth in particular feels significant here. We see him applying everything he's learned, but also struggling with the weight of what he has to do. His compassion for demons, even in this situation, remains one of his defining traits, and the movie explores what that means when faced with true evil. The Hashira get some beautiful moments to shine individually. Each one feels distinct in their fighting style and personality, and you get a real sense of why these people are considered the elite demon slayers. Now, nothing's perfect, and I do have some points. My biggest issue is pacing in the middle section. There's a stretch where we're cutting between multiple fights, and sometimes it feels like we're jumping around too much. I wanted to stay with certain battles longer before cutting away. For newcomers, this movie is definitely not beginner-friendly. There are character relationships and plot points that assume you know the history. While I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, it does limit the audience. Some of the exposition feels a bit heavy-handed. There are a few moments where characters explain things that longtime fans already know, probably for people who might need a refresher, but it slowed down the momentum for me. The runtime, while justified, does make this feel like a commitment. At almost 2 hours, there were a couple moments where I felt the length. A tighter edit might have helped with the pacing issues I mentioned. Comparing this to Mugen Train, I think this is a very different beast. Mugen Train was more self-contained and emotional. Infinity Castle is the beginning of something larger and more complex. Both are great, but serve different purposes in the overall story. In terms of animation quality, this definitely surpasses everything that came before. The fight choreography is more sophisticated, the emotional moments hit harder, and the technical achievement is undeniable. It feels like the culmination of everything Ufotable has learned making this series. They've taken all their strengths and amplified them. If you're a Demon Slayer fan, this is essential viewing. If you've been following Tanjiro's journey, you need to see this. If you love incredible animation and well choreographed action, definitely check it out. And if you want a refresher, check out channel other videos for that. However, if you're not caught up on the series, wait. Watch everything else first. This movie rewards your investment in these characters and their relationships. If you're on the fence about anime in general, this might not be the best starting point. But if you're curious about what the medium can achieve visually, this showcases anime at its absolute best. Overall, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is a stunning achievement that sets up what promises to be an incredible conclusion to this story. It's got heart, incredible action, beautiful animation, and emotional weight. The few pacing issues don't diminish what is ultimately a fantastic movie experience. It's not quite perfect, but it's damn close, and it has me incredibly excited for the next 2 films in this trilogy. All right, guys, that's my review. What did you think if you've seen it? What are you most excited about if you haven't? Let me know in the comments below. If this helped you decide whether to watch it, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more anime reviews and breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.